Hello, good evening. I'm just waiting on a few people to enter so I can start the disclaimers and then get everything going. How are you all this evening? If you were not able to catch this live, feel free to catch the replay after this. This is going to be just a quick video. Good evening. Please hit the like button as you come in so that we don't get booted off and have to start over. Once again, good evening, good evening. This particular video I felt like needed to be shared because I've gone through the situation where I felt like I was going back and forth from A, B, and Z to this person to that person, feeling lost and feeling hopeless. Like, am I going to ever find the right person to teach me and, train me and do things such as that? So this video is for all of you who are feeling hopeless and discouraged, maybe because of your location and things such as that. Good evening, my beloveds. Good evening, everyone. I usually don't go live that often, so I don't know if you've seen my older video disclaimers, but what I do is, good evening. My ADD acts up when I go live, so what I usually do is I tend to not look at the comments when I'm going all in doing an impartation. So I ask that you please hold any comments and questions towards the end of the video. I am so happy to see you all. I miss y'all so much, literally. Good evening, good evening. Just waiting for a few more people to fill the room. Please hit that like button so we can stay on board. And then once again, at the end, we will have a Q&A for a little bit just to discuss things. Thank you, Goddess Babe. Thank you. I'm happy to see you as well, or I'm happy to see your profile picture as well. So much gratitude for you all. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for your support and thank you for your patience. Whenever you don't hear from me, that means I'm going under the radar to take care of things. I like to do things and accomplish things first before I post it and publicize it. That's the best way. When I'm in the middle of something, I don't tend to post. And you will learn that your ancestors will tell you, if you're going out of town somewhere or you're doing something, do it and then announce it when you get back after it's already done. So when you don't hear from me, just know I'm in the trenches doing the work and living this lifestyle. This is an authentic lifestyle for me. This is not for play or for a facade or anything. I'm really about that life, seriously. But anyway, I was inspired to do this video today because I have been getting some information about, when I do referrals for people. And referrals, like if it's something that I don't do or I can't do, some sort of spiritual work, good evening, I refer everyone out to an elder who's an expert at it because I don't believe in doing anything that I don't have enough training to do. African spirituality, its divination and its works is just like surgery. If one step is missed, then you've wasted your time and your investment. So if it's something I'm not an expert in, I will refer you somewhere. And I want to say this, sometimes people are disappointed, but whenever I refer you to someone, I'm not in cahoots with the person. I don't get a finder's fee. Of some of the people, I may not know them all locally who live in the United States. I may not have met them in person, but I know of their work. I know of their reputation, so I refer you out. So I don't know what they're gonna charge you. I don't know what's gonna go on. I just know, okay, this is a legitimate person. This is a person closest to you. Here's your referral. I'm kind of like, how do you say, a matchmaker. So in that particular sense, if it's something that I can't do, I hook you up, you go on your blind date, and whatever goes on between y'all is between y'all. So whatever goes on between you and the elder, I'm not in it anymore. My name is Bennett. I'm not in it. So I want to say that more than anything else. Once again, you still have to use your discernment no matter what. When I refer you to someone, if it's somebody that's in association with me or that I've done work with, that means I know their work. But one thing you have to realize when you're looking for an elder in African spirituality is humans are still humans. Rule number one, don't put anybody on a pedestal. Trust what comes in your gut. Don't trust me. Don't trust, oh, you have all these great grand robes and these titles. No. What is your gut telling you? Because that person could be a good person or a great person, but that may not be the person for you just because you got a referral. It's up to you to use your common sense, just like anything else. If I refer you, you say, okay, girl, where you get your wig from? Or where you get your nails done? I could tell you where to go. Oh, I went to that nail shop over there. But if you go in there, you don't have the same experience I had, then you still have to use your discernment So tonight I'm going to talk about a few tips in order to avoid disappointment or feeling like you're being taken advantage of or feeling like you're just another dollar in African spirituality. Once again, we all airy-fairy and we talking about soul groups and the soul and reincarnation, but you still got to use your good old-fashioned common sense. Never leave your common sense at home. Never leave your street smarts at home. You still have to use your head, not just your intuition and your heart. You still have to give people room to be who they are, to be human and to be themselves. Most elders I know, they're usually family. They're family people. Their husbands, their wives, they have children, they have bills, they have everyday lives, just like everyone else. They get traffic tickets, all kind of stuff. Humans are still humans. They still have to go to the doctor. They still have to take their diabetes medicine. It's all kind of stuff like that going on. So be prepared for that. Don't think that everybody's just like Yoda and we just all day, nam yo renge kyo. It's not like that. So be realistic in your expectations when you are looking for an elder. Now, the reason why, once again, that I have done referrals in the past, even if it didn't always, sometimes I don't even get a thank you from some of the people that I have given referrals to, some of these elders. So I do that once again is because I believe in ethics and I believe in training. I'm human just like everybody else, but when it comes to my spirituality, I believe in things being done the right way. If it's something where I'm not sure or I don't have the answer, I'm still learning. If it's not something that I'm training to do and I can't remember it by heart, if I still have to look at my notes to do it, let me refer you to somebody who's vetted. I need to refer you to a veteran. So that's why I do that. You want to be very, and I may be stepping on toes when I say this, but you want to be very careful when you find an elder that comes, I just got straight off the mat in Africa. I just initiated and I'm ready to take on God's children. You initiate on Monday, and then by next Monday, the next week, you're ready to take on God's children. Be careful with that because it takes training. A good initiate, a good priestess or priest has to be molded. You have to learn. You have to spend time with your elders on the mat and learning things, and because it's an oral tradition. So anybody that takes off running, it's like, wait a minute. You just got initiated last week. Have you even sat down and built a relationship with your Orishas, greeting them every day, throwing obi to them, learning the old dues and the patakis and things such as that? So that's why I don't do it like that. When you initiate, some people, they immediately take godchildren. That's fine, to each his own. But when you initiate, there needs to be a bonding period between you and your spirits, you and your Orisha, to where you can feel them, you know them, and you want to have that going before you introduce the public to that, because if you don't, you're going to end up disappointing a lot of people. And as far as me, this could be an ego thing, but I don't want somebody to say, I know Ola was my godmother and I felt like she messed over me, or I could tell she didn't know what she was doing. Like, no, you didn't catch me like that. So I'd rather just wait and do things the right way. And as you initiate, and if you're already initiated, that's my suggestion, but to each their own. Take time to learn. Scholarship is very, very, very important. The information in African spirituality, no matter what system you go through, you still have to study and learn and be able to listen to elders. Respect for elders is very big in these particular traditions because it's through their mouth that the information is transmitted. Studentship is very important. Anything that it looks like it's microwave, fly by night, somebody's just going to zing all the information in your brain. It doesn't work like that. It's studentship. It's just as serious as someone going to medical school. It's an investment. If I had to choose between going back, finishing school, or getting a master's degree, I'm like, well, do I want to do this, or do I want to devote myself to learning my tradition? Then I choose to devote myself to learn my tradition because this is my life path. This is what I was meant to do. No matter how difficult it gets, no matter how much I don't want to do it sometimes, I'd rather be, I don't know, watching Netflix or something, but it's my lifestyle. It's what my destiny chose. So that's why I do that. Yes, I'm very well versed in other world traditions and things such as that, but this is the path for me. So if this is your path, or you're trying to figure out what your path is, make sure that you, once again, like I said in the previous video, study and do as much research as you can. Integrity and ethics is very important because we live in a world where whatever you write, whatever you say can be recorded and screenshot. This isn't the 80s, so ethics is extremely important, and people are ready to expose people who are not real. So ethics is extremely important. In Ifa Isheshe tradition, Iwapele of good character is very, very important. Once again, no one's human. Just when you think you're perfect, here come Eshu coming to test you. And everyone, and no one is beyond being tested. No one is above reproach. Now, what do I offer? That way you're like, well, who are you? Why do we need to listen to you? You're not doing any of the work. I offer information. That's what this site is all about. Guidesandgoals.com. This YouTube channel is information in order to avoid the pitfalls in my 19 years experience in African spirituality. I always say I'm more like a big sister at this particular point. So I offer, the phone advice and tailor-made advice and things such as that. I hope all is well with you as well. Someone just made that comment, but I digress. The ebooks, the video classes, the tarot classes, workshops, that's what I offer. That's what my role is. I'm a giver of information. I am a perpetual student, and I'm a teacher. I love to teach. That's what my spiritual gift is. That is part of my life purpose, and that's what my current role is. Now, as far as Ianifa work and things such as that, I'll be a grandmother before I start doing that type of work, but I am in training, and it takes time. As far as Ialosha work, yes, I do the Erendilogun readings. I don't do all of the ebos. That's why I tend to refer out locally. But that's what I do. That's what my whole purpose and role is. So once again, I talk about don't skip over your ancestors, no matter if you don't like them, just to hurry up and get to a spirit or the Orishas. That's because they're going to give you a discernment. They're going to be the ones to whisper to your intuition and give you dreams and insight. Don't trust that person, or don't go to that person. And a lot of people, we're so excited to hurry up and get more information on, the parts that intrigue us, to where we kind of ignore the kind of hunches of our intuition, which is the whisper of the ancestors. So no matter what, they're your first line of defense. So once again, if you feel like you're in a place in your life where, please hold questions to the end. That way I don't lose my stream of consciousness, my love, and I'll answer them and we can talk back and forth. But spend some time developing with them. Learn how to ask them yes or no questions, whether it's OB, whether it's, I don't know, some of you read tarot, whatever it is, but find a way to ask them a yes or no question. A pendulum, flip a penny, I don't know what you do, but develop that personal tailor-made relationship with your people, to where you can ask them, okay, should I get a reading from this person? That's what I used to do as an Aleo. Before I initiated, I would ask my ancestors. I would throw on it, should I get a reading from this person? And they'll tell me yes, no, maybe. And it saved a lot of time for me at the end of the day, because I used to would not do that. I would just go do it and take the risk, even if I was feeling like, should I do this? And I ended up wasting unnecessary time and money, when you can just go ahead and learn how to ask those type of questions. You do have a right to inquire of your own ancestors. You do not need an initiation to do that. Now, if you're throwing Obi or something, depending on which type of house you're in, some elders may say it's not a good idea to throw Obi, or there's a way to do it, especially if you're a woman, because you have to be careful if you're in your fertile years throwing Obi to Egun. But find a way where you can get a yes or no answer. And if that's not the case, find somebody that can read Ifa or Erendilogun and say, hey, I need you to ask this yes or no question, if I should do this, if I should do that, if I should take this trip. Because that's the method to my madness. That's what, once again, has saved me from a lot of pitfalls. I don't do anything major. I don't get on a plane. I don't get into anything without asking Ifa first, and when I see what my ancestors have to say. Because I always say Ifa is the highest level. Ifa is about destiny. Ifa oracle divination from an experienced Ianifa or Babalawo priest. And ancestors will give you kind of fill in the details, because they're more on the ground level. They can kind of fill in the blanks to what Ifa says. If sometimes the message is too vague or too futuristic, ancestors will fill in the blanks in the meantime. Well, no, don't get a reading from that person. Not because they're a bad person, but maybe they're too busy for you, or maybe y'all won't get along, or maybe they have a godchild you won't get along with. They'll fill in those blanks for you. Ancestors will give you the tea. So that's what I'm saying. If you're having obstacles and problems, finding the right elder, and you feel like you just going back and forth like a tiger in a cage, that means spend more time developing with them, because they can actually block you from going any further. They can block you from developing friendships and relationships and things such as that. Please hold questions till the end. That way I don't lose my stream of consciousness. Then we can do the Q&A session towards the end. But don't expect your elders to be your human savior. A lot of us, and me included, I was always looking for somebody like Iyanla Vanzant. Oh, I need somebody to be my mother, because that was a big thing for me. Oh, I'm looking for my mother, or somebody to be like an auntie to me, somebody that'll pat me, or somebody to be like a father to me. And it was coming from a place of a void. In many cases, I need this, I need somebody like my grandmother, or I need estrangement from your father. And it's like, I need somebody to fill that void, even though you're not consciously saying that. In the back of your mind and subconsciously, you could be like, I need this void filled. So if you're feeling subconsciously this void within yourself, you're going to keep attracting disappointing situations and voids to where you feel like the elders will fail you, or they're not fully there for you the way you wanted, especially if it's a situation where you have felt like you weren't fully accepted by your family, or the black sheep, or things such as that. It can kind of, you're always searching for this person. You know that meme with Iyanla where she's holding the person? You're always searching for that person. So the way to fill that void is to do lots of Ori work and lots of ancestor work. Thank you, my love. Doing lots of Ori work and ancestor work, because you can't come in, well, you can, but you would do yourself a disservice by approaching an elder looking for them to fill a void within you, because you will end up disappointed, because once again, humans will always be humans. Some elders will be seasonal elders. Maybe you're meant to work with them for a year, 2 years, and then maybe it's time to part ways and move on. I tend to look at elders in African spirituality kind of like college professors. Like this semester, you may have this history teacher or this and that. Some of them will be there for a lifetime, but try not to take things personal when it comes to that. Learn what you can, observe more than you speak, ask questions when you can, but make sure you find an elder that's not, that will be transparent with you, and that will not be threatened by, you learning things and being a serious student. You want to look for someone to where under their teaching, tutelage, and spiritual work, you're going forward, not backwards. So any feeling of oppression, or repression, or just something doesn't feel right within you when you meet the person, then that's when you want to kind of think twice. The best way to develop a relationship with the elders is to meet them in person. I always say when I do the phone consultations, anybody can act like an angel from heaven on a video, right? But once again, it's like dating. Somebody can act like the perfect person online, but you sit across from them, you're going out to eat with them, they may be a totally different person. So the best way, I always say, is go to the Bembes, which are the Orisha drummings, go to their misas, go to their events. I know a lot of stuff is virtual because of the pandemic, but go meet them in person and see how you act with them. Observe how they treat their godchildren and their students and people such as that, and see how they move. Don't ask 100 questions. Observe more than you speak, and that's when you'll know. Thank you, beloved. That's when you'll know you're in the right place. It'll just feel right. Sometimes that's like a slow build up to get to that point, but allow yourself to vet them and allow them to vet you. So they're going to be examining you. You're going to be examining them. That's just all a part of the process. They're going to be sniffing you out, because once again, a lot of elders are used to people coming, going, house hopping. One day they're over here. Even like if you're a spiritual worker or a tarot reader, one day the person comes to you for a reading and they hopping over to the next person for the reading. And a lot of times they don't want to invest their loyalty in people that hop around a lot. But what I explain to elders is a lot of people tend to hop around a lot because they feel like they're just a client, just another dollar. So how can you expect them to feel like they're going to be loyal to you as a teacher if they feel like they're just another dollar? So it goes both ways. I feel like there needs to be understanding between both parties. So just keep all of that in mind. Let's see. I was saying on my notes, because I always work from my notes, ancestor building and or rework fills emotional voids. Everything else is just frosting on the cake. You crowning Orishas, you finding a right godparent or spiritual teacher or luo, etc. That's icing on the cake, just like everything else. Just like with any relationship, if you go looking for a friendship from a place of a void, like, oh God, I'm lonely, I need a friend, or I'm lonely, I need a mate, then it's going to keep attracting that. So it's the same thing when you're dealing with your God parents and your spiritual teachers and mentors. Like attracts like in all things. Cliche, but sometimes it has to be reiterated. Sometimes we have to go back to square one and go, okay, maybe I did approach this from a place of a void. Ashe. I'll answer questions at the end, beloveds. I don't mean to ignore you all. It just kind of throws off my consciousness. Now, here's a triggering topic. This is going to be very uncomfortable for me because I know I'm going to probably be stepping on people's toes. But let's talk about the triggering topic of pricing. Why is this so expensive? Why is that so expensive? This and that, this and that. Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate right now, no pun intended. And I'm going to explain from their perspective, then I'm going to explain from your perspective because I've been in your shoes before in those experiences. And I was wondering, like, why are you charging so much? But supplies, they have to go pick the herbs from the trees. Like if you got to clean your house with a dove or something like that, somebody has to get that cost. If they go to a feed store and get those particular supplies, their time. Another thing is if you're coming upside down in your reading, or there's misfortune on you and that needs to be cleansed, that energy has to find somewhere to go, and it usually stays with the diviner. So they have to clean themselves after cleaning you so that the negative energy does not stay in their home. And I'm not BSing you when I say that. That's literally true. Even if you're just a tarot reader and you pull like the Tower card or something like that, you need to cleanse your house after you do that for somebody, because it could be Tower, Ten of Swords. You got to clean that energy up off of you, because you can do a reading for somebody now, an hour later you arguing with your mate because their energy is in your house and you haven't cleanse the energy. So they have to cleanse after they do those readings. There are particular signs that are dangerous for a diviner. I've done Erundilogun reading before for somebody, and I actually had to go get, well, I'm not going to go into detail. There's certain things I had to get to clean my house, because it talked about an elder is going to die within the year, because for the diviner, if I did not clean that energy out my house. So it's almost like I did the reading for free, because I had to go take all of the resources to clean the energy off of me to get that energy out my house. So that's what I'm saying when I say they have to clean the energy. And there are certain signs, such as an Ifa, such as Obara Iwori, where a person's head can be so disconnected from their Ori, or they could have certain mental imbalances to where if the diviner or the elder does a rogation to their head, just by touching their head, the elder can lose their memory. So that's what I'm saying. When you take on spiritual work, you're taking on people's energy. That energy stays in the home. And once again, that's why you have to be careful of touching people's heads. Once again, I repeat, there are certain signs that a person comes in to where if that elder touches that person's head to rogate it, they can lose their memory, literally. So anyway, let's see what we got here. I already talked about elders and, building loyalty, and people you're not wanting to feel like just another client or just another dollar. That's highly understandable. Let's see. Comment is popping up. We'll talk about it at the end. That way I can focus on your question, everyone. I'm not ignoring you. Next up, as far as a referral, someone, was disappointed as far as a referral. When you go and you get like a reading for someone and they're either in Cuba or Nigeria, I'm not taking up for them, but a lot of times, such as in Nigeria, if they've never been to the United States before and they don't understand American currency, they don't understand that $70 can be like $1,000 in Naira. They don't understand the U.S. currency system. So in one case, I had a particular situation where I had to explain to the person who was a legitimate priest, the price that you're charging, the money is different. $70 in Nigeria is not the same as $70 in the United States. So they didn't understand. So it was a situation where it was like, okay, is this a scam or not? Because everybody's quick to say it's going to be a scam if it's Nigerian. And that's not always the case. Use your discernment with anything. Ask your ancestors before you get any readings or any spiritual work done with somebody. But don't always think people are just trying to scam you all the time. Either check and see. Use your discernment, what feels right for you. Let's see what else. One thing too I want to say is, in my experience, just because someone charges an arm and a leg does not mean they are scamming you. It's just like anything else. And I'm not taking up for them. If I go somewhere and I want a birthday cake, and that cake costs $600 for fondant. Or I go to the grocery store and I can get a cake for $40. If I choose to pay or not pay that baker that $600 for that gourmet cake, that doesn't mean they're scamming me. That just means the price too high for me. So I'm gonna go get the grocery store cake. So I want to say that, and I want to add that in there. If you go somewhere and you get your hair done, and you go to the barber shop, and one person charges way more, then just choose not to do it. If it feels right, if it feels wrong, or if it feels uncomfortable or like they're taking advantage, don't do it. You're an adult. You have the right to decline what someone quotes in a price. If you are an entrepreneur or you sell products, whether it's personal care products, makeup, shea butter, services, and a person looks at your price and you're vending and it's too much, they simply walk away. So know when to walk away if the price is too high. Doesn't mean they're fake. Doesn't mean that they don't do good work, but just know when to walk away when it doesn't feel right. Because just because someone is legitimate and they're good at what they do does not mean that's the person for you. I've seen those situations happen as well. You want to look at the results that, people that refer you to. What kind of results are the people getting that have been to that person before? And that'll let you know, like, do I want to invest this? But once again, go back and learn how to ask your ancestors yes or no questions. Just like with any service, if it doesn't feel right, if it's out your price range, keep looking somewhere else. Keep getting a referral somewhere else. There's nothing wrong with that. Because it can be situations where people, they charge a little too much, or they're not charging the same thing they would charge someone from their culture, but just decide, okay, I'm not gonna rock with you. Just go somewhere else. That's really the solution to that. Now, here are the summary of tips in order to avoid disappointment when you're looking for an elder in African spirituality. Once again, I repeat, build a relationship with your ancestors and learn to ask them yes or no questions. Number 2, don't do anything in doubt. Wait until you feel okay about it, or get somebody to divine yes or no on it. Number 3, don't gamble your rent money on faith. Use your common sense. Once again, sometimes sometimes you can be so spiritual to where you're no earthly good. You got to use your common sense and your discernment. Don't end up out on the street because you got some spiritual work done. So be careful with that. Number 4, once again, I always divine with my ancestors or Ifa before doing anything big. I never take a big risk without asking. It saves you time. It saves you from disappointment, and it saves you from calamity. Eshuba, right? So number 5, in the past, years ago, like in certain situations, the elder did good work. I know they were legitimate, and I'd be like, I was peeping game. I was like, I know this person charging me too much. I know they're not charging their people the same price. But in those particular situations, this has just been my case, and I don't consider myself, I was not a lucky person. Please believe me. When I invested and I got the work done and it was done correctly, it's like I didn't miss the money. It's like maybe a few days later or a week, it's like something else came through or some unexpected. It's like spirit has always replaced it when I went to the right place. Now, anytime you go somewhere where you're taking a risk and they're not vetted, there's no referrals, then you're taking a big risk. Because sometimes free costs too much. Sometimes you can go just like anything else. You can go to somebody who's expensive and they do the work right, or you can go to somebody cheap and they can mess you up. Then you end up paying twice because then it doesn't get any results, or things get worse. Now you got to go find somebody else to do the work, and it's just like, okay, let me just go ahead and pay this expensive person. I'm rolling my eyes. I'm side-eye never here. Take my Ashedi, do the work, because I don't want to have to go back and do something twice, because then you end up blowing more money by doing that, and then blowing more time and going back and forth and just confusing yourself and causing all kind of wahala. So I don't tend to go cheap when it comes to my spiritual work, because I want it done right. I don't want nobody half doing my stuff. I don't want nobody having an attitude with me when I call them. I don't want them to act like I'm bothering them. I'd rather pay than be indebted. So free costs too much. Now, just because I'm willing to invest in my spirituality does not mean I'm willing to allow myself to be taken advantage of. And that goes back to what I said. Ask your egun, ask your ancestors, should I fool with this person? Should I not? Give them a list of names. Go down the list of names and see what they say. And always what I do is when I have a list of people I'm about to ask about, I put a line right there and I put the answer they gave me. And then this person, Jane Doe, whatever they tell me, I record it, because I will forget if I don't write it down. Write down what they say. Learn how to develop that relationship with your people. Your ancestors got all the tea you need to sip. about situations and what's right for you, what's best for you. They can tell you no with working for a person one day. That just may not be a good month to work with them. You go back to them maybe next month or next year, and then they tell you, yeah, green light, now you can work with this person. So just keep all of those things in mind and don't take anything personal. Please believe me. Yeah, don't take anything personal. Let's see what else. I always have notes so I can make sure I cover everything. Number 7. I already said that. I pay, but I don't allow myself to be taken advantage of. Number 8, once again, check the results. If you invested in some spiritual work, how are things going after you get it done? Within a few weeks or within a few days, does things look like they're kind of moving forward? Do you feel a little more at peace? Is it working? Do you feel a little more prosperous? Then that'll keep certain things in mind. Sometimes they're going to tell you truths to where you're offended, or they tell you things and it hasn't happened yet, but maybe a month later, they're like, oh, ooh, that did happen. Sometimes it takes time for certain things to manifest, so give it time. Be patient. Don't expect always microwave results. If you want microwave results, work with your ancestors, because once again, they're the closest on the ground level. They work the fastest. Work with your Ori. A lot of people are like, I'm going to ask Oshun, I'm going to ask Shango. Okay, you might be waiting a month, 3 months. You got to be patient. It just depends. You ask your ancestors, you take care of them, give them some coffee, some tea, give them a little ancestor money, they hit the ground running. Okay? Because they have a vested interest in what you're doing. Because if you're winning, they're winning. If you're starving, they're starving. So they tend to work faster. So be careful, once again, of skipping over them. Number 9, I'm repeating myself. Free costs too much. I'd rather pay than be indebted. Number 10, you can never go wrong. If the money is funny, you can never go wrong with a glass of water, a little tea-light candle, and some prayer. Free of charge. Just get up early in the morning and do that, and I'm telling you, it works wonders. If it's a time period where the money is just not there, or you have to save it or prioritize it, get you a glass of water, a candle, and just pray. And it sounds so like, oh God, pray. That seems so ineffective. But like, seriously, converse with your Ori, converse with your higher self, converse with your ancestors, and let them know what you need. It's effective. It gets things done quickly. Sometimes they'll give you a sign even that they heard you. So pay attention to that. Sometimes that's all they want. Sometimes before they release you to be under the tutelage of a spiritual worker or a teacher, they're like, no, you need to spend some time with us. You come over here, little girl, or come over here, young man. Spend some time with us. This is all we want. Is we want your time and attention. And then we'll release you to do that. Then you'll find you have the resources to take care of what you need to take care of. If you need a reading or if you need to work, they will make it available to you. Please always remember, your Ori and your ancestors, you were never born with anything with a void. Everything that you need for your journey and your destiny is already mapped out. You have everything you need to do what you need to do to make your life successful. So if something's missing, it may not be time for that thing. It may not be the season for that thing. But when the resources are there, make sure you utilize it when the season is there to seize those opportunities, if you will. Number 11, once again, I'm repeating myself. If an elder states a price or a spiritual worker states a price and you can't afford it, or it's going to cause risk in your bills, don't pay for it. Just go somewhere else or just charge it to the game. That way no scam is committed. Either you pay it or you don't pay it, go somewhere else. That's pretty much the end of this. That's pretty much the end of the advice. Now we can open up for Q&A for a few minutes, so I can connect with y'all, because I know I never go live that much to where, I'm able to talk to you all. So let's see. Where to find recommended teachers in the United Kingdom. There is Alashe Ola Herbs. I think that's her name. I'll try to leave it in the comment section. But she has a YouTube channel. She's in the UK. Alashe Ola Herbs and Spiritual. It's something like that. But it's a YouTube channel. Her YouTube channel is ALASHE OLA, Alashe Ola Herbs, or something like that. She'll come up if you just put that much into your query. Does anyone else have any questions or comments that I missed? Now I'm open to reading. Are you still offering the tarot classes? The tarot class is on guidesandgoals.com. It's already pre-recorded. It's private videos. You can pick and choose the classes you prefer. There's the intro class, major arcana, minor arcana, and how to start your YouTube channel and business. It was a lot of comments coming through at one time. Let me see if I can catch them all. How can I connect with someone in the Detroit area? I don't really know anybody in the Detroit area, to be honest with you. You may have to kind of go to a neighboring area. Unfortunately. Yes, I love watching you live. It's wonderful and encouraging. Thank you, Miss Lotus Wisdom. B. James, what can you do to keep bad ancestors away from your family altar but still be able to venerate good ones? Spiritual cleansing of the home. One thing that I have found, and some of you may disagree with this, one thing that annoys mischievous spirits, believe it or not, is gospel music. Thank you for the super chat, beloved. Thank you. Let's see who this is. Woman Unspoken. Thank you so much. Agbo ato ashe worry bofun. Irea cool to you. Is there a way to connect one for mentorship, perhaps? Yes, guidesandgoals.com in the services section. You can book a call with me, one-on-one. Wish flakes, where does ancient astrology fall into Ifa? Those are kind of different systems. They have the ancient Eastern system called Kamat Rahal, but that's something a little different. Astrology is its own thing, just like numerology. Everything is connected. Ifa is a binary code type of system, but they're still separate in their own ways. Are you accepting God, children? I'm accepting, like, if you want to learn certain basic spiritual principles, yes. As far as like being this big Iya, I'm still training. I'd rather wait before going all the way in like that. What were you saying? Yes, I'm sorry. Thank you. I digress. Gospel music annoys mischievous spirits. I don't care who disagrees, and if you don't like gospel music, any music where it's like a woman singing loud, like yeah, woo, that annoys them. Anything with noise, clapping loud, bells, it annoys mischievous spirits. But I'm gonna say this too. One Babalawo told me, and he scratched and Paulo. He said sometimes you can use your this is not something I would recommend for myself, but sometimes, because I tend to be more orthodox, sometimes you can use your mischievous ancestors if it's a situation to where the kind of goody two-shoe ancestors don't want to do something. Maybe if it's a court case, maybe they can help you with that, or you need to get a deal, or you're trying to buy a car. You want to take your mischievous Egun to the car dealership with you so they can kind of help you kind of negotiate and influence the person. So you don't want to totally throw out your mischievous ancestors. Now, if they were like, I don't know, rapists or something, then you may want to be careful, but none of them were perfect. They all have secrets. Ella A, oh, is that why people have chimes? I missed the comment. Let me see if I can go back. Those doggone comments fade so quick. Y'all know I'm not tech savvy. My pleasure, B. James. I hope I answered your question. I missed the comment. It disappeared on me. So if you can write it again, I'll read it. Yeah, but mischievous Egun, they have their place if you need them for something. Anyone else have any comments or questions before we end today's live chat? This is my day to connect with y'all. Shaky's channel. It depends though, because I used to love gospel music until I dated an abusive Christian who abused me with the Bible. So it can be triggering for me. I understand that. I've been doing healing work, but it upsets me. My suggestion to you would be, if gospel music is triggering for you, use something like binary beats or some sort of kind of new age meditation sounds, or, you know, loud with the high megahertz. Use something such as that in your house. That helps as well. And I tend to burn frankincense and benzoin and things such as that to keep the energy positive. Let's see. Are you? Yes, I'm still doing QHHC. Cheryl, please call me. I'm so sorry. I was in Nigeria and I totally got sidetracked. Please contact me after this. Call me or email me. Let's talk, okay? Yes, I ditto. I don't know what that means. How can one lose memory from touching one's head? It's a particular sign. Let's see. A large online Botanica, please. Large online Botanica. Original products Botanica. Botanica Nina, Botanica, N as in Nancy, N as in Nancy A, Botanica Nina. Thank you, Raisening. Please forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. Diamond Beauty. Thank you, beloved. Thank you so much for this, Adumola. I know you are an accepting God children, but I would still love to learn from you. Yes, you can definitely still learn from me. I'm all for connecting in person at that. We did the Daughters of the Water Retreat. I got to put the coverage up from that. And so I'll put that up. We were in person. So just check out my in-person events as well, too, if you can make it to those. I tend to do those in Texas, but I'm going to try to branch out as much as possible. Let's see. A lot of comments came through at one time. What do you think about mirrors in your bedroom? Mirrors are not the best place for the bedroom, beloved, unless you can cover them at night. How do we know Because mirrors are portals. How do we know what ancestor to honor for an altar? Investigative Misa is the best way, or you can divine on it. Have someone divine for you. Greetings. Are you still doing past life regression? Yes, I'm still doing past life regression, but I'm still doing the volunteer part. So I have to wait till like summertime to where I actually take on the appointments. So I'm still in the volunteer phase. If you have won the past life regression, send me an email now and make sure you book, because in the original emails I sent out to everyone, your private link to book is there. So there are openings in April and May. Negative Egun hate bells. Yes, they do, Willie Anderson. Yetunde Selassie. Greetings. Are you... Okay, I answered that already. Let's see. How do you know what you just practiced under? I don't understand the question, Charlize. Please expound on that for me. Please elaborate. Original products in the Bronx. Yes, thank you. Capri 11E Tarot. Goddess Babe, I'm a child of Oba and I don't know anything about her because all her info is lost. Do you have any guidance on that? You may want to look into the Yoruba people, into the Isheshe rites, to figure out more about Oba, because in the New World they tend to kind of attribute her more to Oshun. And that one famous pataki about her losing her ears tends to be the most popular thing that is discussed. Also, I believe, what is the man's name? Baba Raul Canizares of Ibaye. He did a little booklet on Oba, so you may want to check that out. Another way too is by getting some information on the Orisha Shango, who Oba was married to. You can find more information about her. She comes up in certain signs in the oracles. Palo recommendation. Ooh, it's been a long time. I've kind of turned away from that. But let me see. It depends on where you are. Location is extremely important, Asar. Where are you located? You deleted the video with the Babalawo video. I'll put it back up. I tend to delete stuff if I like to take it down, edit it, and repost it. So give me some time. I'll put it back up. What's the national headdress of members or anyone from Ifa? I don't understand that. We tend to wear head wraps and galas. Another thing too is you may be like, why she always wearing wigs and stuff? This is my head wrap. This is my hat. Sometimes if I want to be inconspicuous, I'll wear a wig. Sometimes I'll wear my head wrap. But keeping the head covered is very important as much as possible. Not always you want your head to breathe, but you still want to be able to cover it as much as possible. Don't allow people to molest your head. Let's see. Can add the name of the book in the comments if not too much. Which book, Goddess Babe? Let me know, please. Period. LOL. Immature M. Let's see. Located in Maryland. I don't know anyone that practices Palo in Maryland. There is Ekun7 on Instagram. He's located in New York, if that's not too far from you. His name is EKUN7 Oba Off or something such as that. Bendición. The pataki of Oba cutting her off her for a soup for Shango ear is a suggestion to assume. Yes, Ashe, that's what I was referring to. Brandon Maurice, hey there, where are you located if I'm interested in past life regression? I'm in Texas. Yes, QHHT is always done in person. I know we're in a pandemic, but you know, I do it in a social distancing sort of way. Texas. Let's see. Goddess Babe, please tell me which book you're referring to, love. So I have a question about the Ori. We are supposed to only wear synthetic hair. That's the best thing. If you're going to wear human hair, you may want to kind of, I don't know, cleanse it or do a pendulum over. I don't know. The pendulum is not a part of Ifa, Sheshe, or Orisha tradition. That's spiritualism. But find a way to figure out that hair is compatible before you buy your bundle. That's my suggestion, but synthetic is better if possible. Can Baba Ifafemi know how to appease your Egbe, and is he in the same circle as Yeye Lara? There are two different circles. Yeye Lara is in Lagos. Baba Ifafemi is in Ibadan. And Baba Ifafemi is a Babalawo. He tends to do Ifa work to where other people in the particular temple, they specialize in Egbe, such as Olori Egbe Yemi Bogumbe, the wife of the king there. But he can point you towards someone that can help you with that. Let's see. National headdress. Where you located? Let me make sure I didn't skip over anybody. How would I be able to know my head Orisha? The famous question of the world. Through ceremonial divination. Ishefa, Handavifa, Itefa, Bahado, how they call it in the New World, to where it's an Orisha reading where you're there and they sit down and pull down who your Orisha is. Sometimes it'll come in a reading, but the most reliable way is if someone's getting ready to initiate or they have ceremonies done. That's the most reliable way. And there should be witnesses there. Can you offer past life regression? Past life regression is not a divination. It is more of a hypnosis session to where you're seeing the vision and the person that's there with you, such as me, will guide you through the process with the hypnosis. That's my job. My job is not to tell you what happened in your past life. Your job is to see it yourself. So you want to make sure your Ori is nice and good if you're going to do a past life regression, and that's how that works. You tend to go to the alpha, delta, and theta states of consciousness in order to access that information through your Iwaju, your third eye. That's what I meant, Queen, about the Orishas. Charlize, there are a lot of Africans that live in Maryland, especially Nigeria. Okay, wonderful. Can you, let me see, do you have someone considering Ishefa soon? What advice do you have for someone considering Ishefa soon? My advice is to prepare that you may get some certain taboos that come up, that certain things you can't eat anymore. Be prepared for that. My advice, and this is not what they will tell you, you may want to abstain from certain things before your ceremony, whether it's drinking too much alcohol or, you know, laying down with your mate too much like the night before or the day before. I'm not saying that you have to do that, but I tend to think you want to start preparing yourself for that particular day, because on the third day, they're going to read your destiny. You don't want to come out upside down with that. You want to come in Iray. Table of Ifa reading to find out the Orisha who crowns your head. Yes, that's what the Bahado is. Yes. Well, no. Not Table of Ifa for that. Let me see. Opon Ifa. Yes. With the Ikin. Ebony Stacy, I have been having problems finding where I could receive Hand of Ifa in Savannah, Georgia. Send me a private message. I'm not doing any more referrals, because if somebody disappoints y'all gonna be looking at me like I'm the scammer. And no, just send me a message privately. guidesandgoals@gmail.com. I'm really not doing any more open referrals right now, because I don't want my name being smeared if something goes wrong. Who are the warrior Orishas? There are many warrior Orishas. There's Eshu, there's Ogun, Oshosi, there's Shango. Even there's an aspect of Obatala, Ayaguna, who is a warrior. Even Yemoja, Oya. There's certain aspects of Oshun that is a warrior. Many Orishas have the warrior aspects in their paths and roads. Olivia Masindi, which services do you offer virtually, as I'm not in the United States? I offer phone consultations, which is not a reading. I do offer the Erendil reading, but that's different than a consultation. Consultation is just advice. Also, the ebooks, you can access those internationally, and the video classes you can access. Now, any of you who have gotten ebooks from me, I always say, it's a fly in here. What in the world? Anyone who has gotten ebooks from me before, always refresh your browser or your Google Chrome. Does not mean your stuff isn't working. Pay attention to the link as soon as you purchase on the website. And if you don't get it, then just email me and then we'll get it to you. Yema Yakuti, Ashe. Okute. Yes, Ashe. Great question at G Fresco. Makes sense. I love your energy. Thank you, true artist. Ashe. What do you recommend to help open up your mediumship or clairvoyance? Being careful what times of day you eat and what you eat. Heavy starches. A lot of people are not going to say this, believe me. But heavy starches, the standard American diet with all our chemicals and GMO foods, you want to kind of do a cleanse to kind of open up the way. I always say the portal is more open to spirit and mediumship between 4 a.m. and 7 a.m. in the morning. Some people, they do their work at night after 6 with the Egun. It just depends on which path you want to go, the left hand or right hand path. Incense, certain incense tend to open the way. Frankincense and benzoin, drinking bay leaf tea, all of those things can help increase intuition. But remember, your intuition, whether it's your inner self, your Ori Nu, or your outer self, your Ori Day, if your Ori is out of alignment, that can mess with any best medium's intuition. So you want to make sure your Ori is nice and clear so that you can receive the messages from spirit. Gangster, how do I stop smoking? Cuz I don't know. Find something else to do. Find a new vice. Fast. Give yourself an incentive to stop smoking. Like if you stop smoking, I'm going to save money and go to Hawaii. Give yourself a reward for stopping. Give yourself an incentive to keep going so that you stay encouraged is my advice. I love your videos. I subscribe. Thank you, Star Goddess. I haven't heard of anyone give that advice before. That's really helpful. Thank you, Tony Raspberry. Do you offer ancestor readings? If not, can you recommend someone? Ancestor read anything dealing with anything hoodoo style with his bones, even tarot. You're talking with ancestors and guides. You're doing that. It's not like you're talking with an Orisha or a saint or anything such as that. So that is a form of that because your ancestors can come through with that. Channeling mediumship is best done through misas, masses for your ancestors. Thank you, Danica Marie. Dope discussion. Thank you, love. I love your energy. Thank you. Thank you. Mwah. Thank you for the super chat, beloved. Let me see. I'm getting off track here because these messages are coming through quick. Ancestor readings. Ialosha Oshunyimi Akalatunde. Just look on YouTube for Got to Be Oshun. GotToBeOshun.org. She does the ancestral research readings if you don't want to go through the process of getting an in-person Misa done by a medium. Misas are not a part of Isheshe Nigerian spirituality. That's a New World concept. But you're in the States, so, you know, it doesn't hurt to see who can do one for you. You have to be there in person. When will you be doing another in-person summit, group for feminine healing? Yes, I have something that's based on business. I don't really like to tell my plans, but it's still a branch of the Daughters of the Water Retreat coming hopefully this summer, fingers crossed. So let's see, that's coming up. One thing I want to address about the Daughters of the Water Retreat, I don't think I'm going to ever do a retreat where I have virtual access while I'm moving around. Classes, lectures, workshops, I will do where I have virtual access, but anything where I can't pay attention totally to the crowd, I'm not going to do that as much anymore. So next time we're going to be doing it, so try to get there in person. Let's see, I had the divination done and they told me my head of Risha is Eshu. Is that good? It's not bad. Elekba is good. It just depends. Everything has its bad and good. It's funny, over the years, I found that some crown people can barely see or hear Egun. Yes, that happens too, because it's all about training and developing a relationship. Absolutely. A lot of people skip the step. When will you be doing another in-person? Already. Mugwort is good for intuition and psychic abilities. Ashe. That was wonderful advice in regards to smoking. Thank you, Infinite Sage. Is a boveda the same as an ancestral altar? Boveda is just like the Spanish word for it. But keep this in mind. True ancestor reverence is done outside. Anything with egungun is outside, in the yard, under a tree, etc., etc. Whereas your boveda, that can be your spiritual court, your spirit guides and things such as that. I always say the boveda is not always mandatory unless it comes up for you or unless your lifestyle can accommodate it. It is a commitment that you have to take care of and keep clean. Let's see. How do I channel my ancestors' grandma? It takes practice. I always say developing your spiritual intuition is like working out, like developing a muscle. If we neglect it, it goes weak. If we strengthen it consciously, it gets stronger. So it's always, we can go into atrophy if we ignore them or if we let the secular aspects of our life take over. So you just want to consciously develop with them early in the morning or whenever you can. Yep, got to get it right. Bless you, Mama Aduola. Thank you, incensed beloved. How does someone change their path from EB to Array and how to grab the blessings? Whatever didn't work in the past, change it. Pray to your Ori, because it's easier to change your destiny than it is to change your character. Divination with Ifa to see if any ebos need to be done. Ebos is like a spiritual prescription or solution to help prevent a problem or stop a problem. All of those things tend to be good. If you have taboos that you know about, don't eat your taboos, etc. And be careful of the company that you keep. How can I develop my psychic ability? I've had connections. Okay, I kind of answered that previously about developing your spiritual muscle. I have the intuition development workshop on guidesandgoals.com. How does someone change their path? Okay, I read that one already. Thank you, Kendra. How are you? Let's see. How do I get a response from the Creator? Simple. Your Ori. Being in alignment with your Ori. You're always connected to Creator. It's a natural connection. Just like the scalp, the hair to the scalp. We're all connected to the Creator. I hope you understand what I mean. There's no separation. You're already connected to it. It's like a fish being connected to water. You're already in it. Can you do a video on children of Ogun? Yes, I will do my best to put it on my to-do list. Alexandria. Reigns, control, I love future. Ashe. What can I do if my grandmother is an egoistic narcissist but acts like she is full of love? I'm so angry because she sends dark energy towards me. Spiritual baths, cleansing with black soap. I don't mean the beauty supply black soap, but I mean getting some sort of black soap medicine to kind of cleanse off negative energies and things such as that. It's definitely probably a karmic relationship, but everything has its reason. We choose our family, our parents, and our ancestors for a reason. Sometimes we choose the bad ancestors, the bad family members, because there's something we have to work out with them that we can no longer avoid. Our soul can no longer avoid. Just know things happen for a reason. Should I put money on the altar? I suggest ancestor money. Even though ancestor money is not indigenous to Isheshe, Ifa, or Orisha tradition, it's more of a spiritualism thing. I recommend burning ancestor money to them. That's my recommendation. Let's see. Greetings and gratitude to you, and giving them sweets. To your content is great. Thank you, Merlin Rich. How do I get a response? Okay, I read that. Let's see. What are your thoughts on egg bay? Please, I love your videos. Egg bay is essential. Egg bay, a lot of things in the new world get blamed on ancestors when really there are issues with egg bay. Egg bay is extremely important. Everyone has egg bay, just like everyone has ancestors and a head. Everyone has egg bay, whether you know their names or not. I was told to keep a glass of water up high. Is that for my ori? It just depends. It depends on who told you that and why they told you that. Usually it's for a spirit or spirit guides. That sounds like espiritismo. Can you connect with ancestors without going to an elder? Absolutely. A lot of people are naturally connected to ancestors without going to an elder. Think about people such as in the 1800s, Marie Laveau and the hoodoo women of old. They didn't have godparents. They were just spiritualists, and they were already naturally connected. You're already connected to your ancestors. Just a matter of consciously working with them and discerning which one is which. Best way to overcome generational curses, divination to see what the curse is. You need a diagnosis so that way you have a cure and a solution on what to do, because a solution for this person may be totally different from you. So your solution may not be the next person's solution. So you want a tailor-made solution in order to effectively pinpoint what the problem is. What do you think about human hair and how it can affect our ori? I actually have a video about that. Go back and look at my archives, because I talk about sometimes when people are getting their hair cut, you don't know if they're getting that hair off a dead body, or if the person had bad luck or they were going through something. Now you got their hair on your head and things were going good, now things going bad, because you have this hair on your head. So I always say you want to vet your hair bundles if you're going to wear human hair. Otherwise, I would say synthetic or head wraps or things such as that, or just growing out your hair. Let's see. I feel like I'm naturally able to communicate with minds. Yes, Ashe Khadija. Do you speak Spanish? Un poco. A little. I understand it more than I speak. Star, I'm from Trinidad. You are such a great mentor to me. Thank you, beloved. I really, really appreciate you. Your teachings is so right and easy for me to understand. Ship me some doubles and some roti, please. And some marby. Let's see, Alexandria Beret. When you went to Nigeria, did you appease your egg bay? I initiated to egg bay. Egg bay bimi. Yes, I am Iyalode Malokun. I would love to see a video. Yes, that's coming. All my stuff I did in Nigeria, I have the video coming. It's a lot of footage, so I have to edit it. Yes, it's coming. When I used to wear weaves, I used to have headaches. That's understandable. That makes a lot of sense. It could be from those braids too. You know, those braids can be too tight sometimes. Incense, blessing sis. Would you be open to coming onto my show to share some of your teachings? Yes, send me an email, guidesandgoals@gmail.com. Just be patient with me, because emails are backed up from when I was in Nigeria because the Wi-Fi was so low. It took me like 1 hour just to upload one Instagram photo. So be patient with me. Don't take anything personal. If I miss your message, don't take it personal. Just give me some time to see it, because I have 3 different emails. Then I get DMs that I forget to answer in the message request box. So be patient with me. Ashe, yes. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing the videos from Nigeria. Ashe. Do we burn ancestor money to your Orisha? No. Or just fruit. Ancestor money is a spiritualism thing. It's not an Orisha thing. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I don't know. I wouldn't. Let's see. You sound like you speak Spanish. You pronounce words beautifully. Thank you, Shaky's channel. All right, y'all. I'm going to get ready to get off of here. I finally did a live with y'all. I felt like I owed y'all that. Sometimes I feel so disconnected when I do the live videos unlisted, then I post them privately. So I'm happy to, be able to talk and, interface back and forth with you all. Is there a difference between the head Orisha and the guardian Orisha? No, head and guardian are the same. Are you eligible to be a godmother? I could if I wanted to, but I believe in training, so I'm taking my time. Anything that I'm teaching or mentoring right now is based on spiritualism, ori, ancestors, and things such as that. And I do the divinations. If it's something I don't do, I refer you out. I believe in my integrity because I'm on this camera and I'm like, I don't want nobody complaining about me. So I'm taking my time doing it the right way. I'm not in a rush to be the big EI. You are a blessing. Thank you, Jasmine Bing. Do you work with Egun Palo Mayombe? I am scratched in Palo, but I'm not active in Palo, to be honest with you. That's not, once you kind of go the EFI path, you really don't. Some people do it in the New World, but I don't really work with it like that. I just work with my ancestors directly. Oh, I came on late. I'm going to watch it later. Thank you, Lady Empress Queen. Gender Euphoria. Thank you. Let's see. Peace and love, nobles walking like. Thank you, beloved. Glad I made it. Yes, glad you made it. Rasuning Diamond Beauty. I hope I said that right. Greetings. Can I make any suggestions for beginning an ancestor altar? My first suggestion is, what is your lifestyle like? Do you have young children? Are you married? If you're married, what would your mate think about it? What would your family think if they come to your house? Would they be looking at it like you're crazy? What's that food over there? Why is that candle over there? Would it creep people out? What's your lifestyle like? Are you a busy student? Do you work 2 jobs? If that's the case, I would say just go into nature every now and then and just appeal to your ancestors in nature, pour them libations, give them offerings at the base of a tree, and start there before deciding to make that commitment to an altar. Unless you're ready for it and you're set up and you don't have a roommate, you have space in your home to do it, then yes, then set up the bowl. I will wait till you have the space and privacy to where you don't have to explain or people be side-eyeing you. That's my suggestion for both of the setup. Hi, Brianna. How are you? You just sent me a message not too long ago. I will get to you soon, this evening. So, do you have classes? Yes, guidesandgoals.com, beloved. The Infinite Sage. Pardon me if that question was already answered. Yes, guidesandgoals.com, no problem. Do you speak Yoruba? I speak enough. I don't speak fluent Yoruba, no. I speak enough to pray and, do those type of things and know certain words and terms I need to know related to the tradition. Thank you for the advice. My pleasure. Everything I was taught was wrong. I've been climbing out for years and I've learned a lot today. My pleasure. Thank you, Charlize Filson. You said earlier it's a certain sign that causes memory loss. I don't want to get into that's private. I mean, just go back and watch the video. I talked about it. It's if the elder touches the person's head. It's an Ifa Odu. Only 136 likes and 200 people in here. Get the likes up, everyone. Thank you, D. Tori. It's almost time for me to go. All right, I'll go ahead and tell you the sign, Lady Lou. It's Obari Wari. Okay, thank you for the lovely information. Thank you, Maribel Ruiz. What is your zodiac sign? Can you guess it? It doesn't matter anymore because I've gone through rebirth. Let me see if you can guess it. Let me see if you can guess my zodiac sign. I will try to send my email DMs when you have the time. It's better to email. I tend to forget about DMs quite a lot because sometimes people be on some flirts and all this other kind of stuff, so I forget about DM. Email me, please. Thank you for sharing your love and light. Thank you, beloveds. Also, follow me on IG at Adunola the Oracle. Thank you, everyone, for super chats and all those good things. Thank you, Brianna. Thank you for the super chat. Have to be up early, but I just wanted to say hello. Thank you, love. I will go into the emails this evening and catch up on those. Oh, no, I'm not a poor girl. Just think Queen of Swords. There you go. That's your answer. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Thank you. A video about deja vu. I will do my best. I'm a Sag rising. No, I'm not a Cancer. All right. I wish I was Aquarius, maybe. I don't know. All right. Good night, beloveds. Good night, good night, good night. I always miss your lives. I just hit the bell. Oh, hey, it's all right. I'll come on again. Mwah. Good night. Ashe.